At the behest of quarterback Aaron Rodgers, the New York Jets have been wanting to make a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders for receiver Davante Adams. The Raiders want Adams right there in Las Vegas, though. NFL insider Tony Pauline said the Raiders aren't too enthused about such a move. Head coach Antonio Pierce wants to keep building a winning culture around his attitude and experience, and his offense around his skill set, which is still intact. Adams hasn't lost a single solitary step and still plays at a superstar level. Under extremely difficult circumstances last year, he had 1,144 yards receiving. Pierce ain't stupid. He turned the Raiders' defense around, and now Adams is a big part of the plan to turn the offense around. The two players with the most pull on the team are star edge rusher Max Crosby and Adams. They are both very vocal in their support for Pierce getting the head coaching job and got what they wanted. Of course, Crosby has what he wants in terms of personnel and coordinator Patrick Graham, and he's had it since the season. This offseason, after Cliff Kingsbury didn't work out, Adams got what he wanted. He got Luke Getsy to be the offensive coordinator, so he'll be comfortable in the West Coast offense again. Adams himself said that management keeps him involved in such decisions, so there's no reason to believe Adams didn't have say in this one. Getsy was his receiver coach when he broke out in 2016 with 1,214 yards and 14 touchdowns. Then he was his passing game coordinator in 2020 and 2021 when Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back NFL MVPs. Adams had huge seasons in both of those years too. In 2020 he had 1,507 yards with 20 touchdowns. In 2021 he had 1,643 yards and 11 touchdowns. Receiver coach Edgar Bennett was his receiver coach in Green Bay too, so Adams will be comfortable. The Earhart-Perkins system the Raiders have run the last 2 years has route concepts on both sides of the field. So if you don't run your route exactly the way it's drawn up, the other receiver on your side is going to run into you. He's running his route off of you. There's no room in that system for creativity, individual ability to beat the defensive back, or scheming a particular receiver open. It's the concept or system that gets the receiver open. That's why guys like Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and Danny Amendola, who weren't gifted athletically, did well in that system. They didn't do so well in other systems. Then you had supreme athletes and route runners like Chad Ochocinco that didn't do well in the Earhart-Perkins system. The West Coast offense does have room for creativity, individual ability to beat the defensive back, and scheming receivers open. Guess he knows how to use Adams in it too. He knows what routes Adams runs best and how he adjusts the coverages he's facing. Therefore, Adams will be able to do what he's always done to get open with no handicaps. The one thing left for the Raiders to do is get that quarterback to throw the ball to Adams. It can end up being Aiden O'Connell if he improves enough. Kirk Cousins will be a free agent soon, and Adams likes him, so that might be a possibility. The problem with him is how much can you trust a guy that just popped his Achilles tendon to stay healthy? Then, of course, there's the draft. I keep hearing Mark Davis likes Caleb Williams, but it'll be costly trading up to number 1 overall. Adams, like Pierce, likes Jaden Daniels, but the Washington Commanders don't sound like they want to trade their pick. The Raiders might have to trade up to number 1 overall to get him, and if that's the case, do you take Daniels or Williams? The New England Patriots might be open for business at number 3 overall, and if Williams and Daniels are gone, Drake May will be left. Justin Herbert is his pro comparison, and Raiders GM Tom Telesco picked Herbert for the Los Angeles Chargers in the first round in 2020. There are plenty of ways to go about this, but the Raiders have got to do something. There are too many great quarterbacks in the AFC West. As much as the Jets want him, the Raiders aren't looking to trade Adams. The Raiders would probably trade for Rodgers before they let Adams out of Vegas. A lot of moves they made were to get more out of Adams. They went out and got his former receiver coach and passing game coordinator to coordinate the Raider offense. Between Getsy and Bennett, Adams will be made to feel right at home, so we should expect big-time production from him in 2024. All they have to do is find the right quarterback, but that is no small task despite how good this quarterback class is supposed to be. Either way, the Raiders are making their offense for Adams, so he likely won't be traded. Thank you for watching. See you next time.